And this was sounds that I had never heard before. Playing the violin for 15 years and never hearing those sounds under my ear. And I thought, what a shame, what a shame, what beauty, what uniqueness, what value. And I began to think about more and more about brokenness in humanity and the many ways that this relates to us living here on earth. And I began to find that everybody was relating to this little broken violin. I first went to a first step luncheon to raise money for addicts. And an addict was one of the people, the recovering addicts approached me afterwards and said, "You know, when I was a child, my mother always wished that I could have played the violin." And she said, but I never did, but I never did quite get there. And I grabbed my box, and I took a little piece. I said, "That's for you." She grabbed that piece of broken violin and just pulled it to her chest and just started weeping. She said, "I'm going to call my mom right away and tell her that I just got my violin." And I thought, there's something more to this than just broken violins. And realizing that we're all broken in some degree or another, whether when we're living on this earth. And but we also have this desire to fix things. And when we see a box of violins, or when we see the homelessness, or we see addicts, or we see disease, sometimes it's easy to get overwhelmed at the problem and say, you know what, I just don't know that I can approach that. God says, don't worry about fixing the problem. Love the person. And because we want to fix, but God says, come to me broken as you are, broken, and I will be made strong. You'll be made whole through me. And our weakness will become his strength. And I realize that we're all broken in some degree or another, and we just need to see that. So I began looking further in my box. And I found this. And I was sure there was no hope here. And I began sort of looking it over, thinking it's interesting anyhow. And then I heard something rattling. Now, a violin has a little dowel rod that runs the length vertically in a violin, and it basically adjusts the tone of the violin. The vibrations come from the strings through the bridge to the top of the violin and get dispersed across the top like a speaker cone. But it's this little dowel rod that distributes that sound evenly, that gives you an even tone, the lows, the highs, not piercing, not muddy, warm and brilliant and just full of life and energy. And in French, this little piece of wood is called l'âme du violon. It's the soul of the violin. How fitting. And I thought, well, there's still a soul, so there's still hope. So I took the violin. Oh, Lord, my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all the world thy hands have made, I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displays. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art, when Christ shall come with shouts of acclamation and take me home. What joy shall fill my heart, and I shall bow in humble adoration and there proclaim, my God, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God.